Previously on youtube.com/KRASHYS.
It's been fixed. You don't yeet your opponents away anymore. You actually go to them. I can show a clip right here how it's supposed to look, right? We Dragon Rush, Dragon Claw onto the Cinder Ace eject button, and then we hit him, and he actually stays in there, you know, he stays there. He doesn't just fly away. He's actually stunned, and we can actually engage on our opponents. So this was something that made it so long for me to play Garchomp, because the way to win games on this Pokemon with this build is to Dragon Rush, Dragon Claw, eject combo onto backline Pokemon, into just one or two auto attacks, into Unite move, and you just delete your opponents, right?
No, 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 no.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today you're gonna have to forgive me for this silly intro. I kind of couldn't help myself. I just wanted to meme around a little bit, but we are going to be doing something pretty interesting. We're going to be doing a VOD review and kind of like reacting to a gameplay of Verlisify playing Garchomp. So Verlisify using Muscle Scope and Focus Band. Actually not a terrible build. I use Muscle Scope and Buddy Barrier. He's running X Attack, which I really think that Garchomp 100% needs eject button, and we can talk about that here in a little bit. He posted this video saying, you know, he just said that he's the best Garchomp in the world. We get that. That happens a lot in Pokemon Unite, people gassing themselves up. But I wanted to do a VOD review. I've been thinking about doing this for more people as well, just diving in and giving my thoughts on their play. And here's the thing. Every single person that plays this game can improve. If you VOD review me, you're going to see a lot of dumb stuff, for sure. So my initial thoughts, because I know later in this video, because it really is 44 minutes of him, like multiple gameplays, he drops the Muscle Band and is testing like Razor Claw and stuff. I feel like Muscle Band is way too good to avoid. But I will say this, I know Verlisify has talked about why he likes taking Gible into lane. I personally think this character is a terrible laner. That said, in the current state of like solo queue and the way that people play the game, nobody plays meta or anything, like not actual competitive meta. I think that if you are going to take this character into a lane, surprisingly, bottom lane is like the lane to do it. It gives you a little bit more room to kind of like brawl out, and top lane just feels so fast and min-maxy, and the farm is easier to kill really quickly, and Gible just struggles so much. So first kind of like ding on the mark is I don't really like Gible in lane, but that said, Verlisify takes it to bottom lane. I'm also just, it's one of those things, like I'm so stuck on meta, at least in my mind. I'm not a huge fan of not contesting the neutral one, but he kind of just gets a lot of farm. He gets level 5. He has himself ready for the shove. So all things considered, he's actually playing pretty fine here. I think that the build minus the X Attack is pretty good, and he even looks for a lot of these like backwards Dragon Rushes, so not playing terribly for sure. This might be a little overzealous, but no, pretty good stuff, relying on those crits. And I think he's using a crit focused emblem page too, which is pretty good for Garchomp. Can't complain about that. Let's see. My only criticism right now from the standpoint of wanting to critique is that this is just really risky. Like, you never know if a jungler is going to show up and you could just get KO'd super easily. I think a lot of laners, and this is just any laner, do not lean on your berries enough. It's a 1 minute cooldown. You might as well just get your berries. Like, go get them, take advantage of the fact that they exist, and really keep yourself in there. So, all right, using the kind of combo to get straight in, this is truly how you play the character. That said, I think eject button adds a lot to that. Just missing the barrier out there a little bit. He's going to be a little too deep for the Charmeleon, I think. Okay, so just kind of missing out there. Maybe would have been better to walk into it. Actually, I kind of want to rewind this. Maybe would be better to walk into the berry if you think you could survive it. Grab the berry and then Dragon Rush combo outward. I don't know if he would have survived it. He would have probably had to stop attack move stepping a little earlier. So I think this situation is probably just the case of just being too deep from the start. Maybe get that first kill or that first like damage opener and then have to back up. Another thing I can say, just like I said, I'm being Mr. Critique here, just doing VOD review stuff. I feel like I don't see him using his camera enough. Like right now, specifically right now, I'd be looking down lane. See, I want full context. I want to know everything that's about to happen. He's walking into this blind except for like 1 second of looking. So I would love a little bit more like full context, just getting control of his camera a little bit here. Ooh, that is a level 3 Fennekin. Why? I don't think he can get it though. Oh my gosh, Charmeleon was just kiting super well. Okay, so 7 minutes on the clock. The Charizard is now a Charizard. We fed a couple kills here, and at this stage in the game, I don't even think that it matters if their Talonflame or whoever their jungler was gets a Unite move. I would probably be hard considering going top lane here if this is me, because that Charizard is just going to ult and wipe everybody, and you're not going to get Dread anyway. So this is just my thought process. I would probably go top lane here. So at level 8, he's going to step in the jungle, look to get a little bit more experience, which I think is fine. But you can't really contest this. This is a lot of what I talk about whenever it comes down to trading. So Charizard's already ulting right there. I just don't think a lot of the player base looks for trades too much. That said, it looks like it's going to reset, so they might be able to fight over this. That's a Talon ult. Talon might be able to keep him at bay. I'd probably just shred this. See, that's the thing. I had no context. More camera usage here. When the Talon ults, he has like no there's right now there is zero context on what this fight has. And that's driving me crazy just because of the fact that I think that you really want to be using your camera. I try to preach this a lot. Without camera context, you have no clue what you're getting into. So in this situation, I was like, maybe he should rip. And I think that that's a decent idea. Like maybe just start ripping the Dreadnought and see if you and your teammates can secure it. But then whenever we get more context, sorry, this happens whenever I pause videos, you can see that they're actually kind of low and the bliss distance went out. So maybe going forward and fighting would be better. But just the lack of context and not being able to see things earlier makes the decision making a little bit hard to do. So he dives in, but I think that they're probably just too strong. He was keeping himself alive there for a little bit. Bird's going to get the kill. So it's pretty scrappy back and forth. This isn't terrible. The top lane gets taken down. So at this point, it doesn't really matter where he goes. The Dread will probably be dead before he gets there. Top lane, there was nothing more he could have done. If anything, he just looks for farm here. There's really not a ton going on. They get that perfectly fine. Yeah, you just look for farm, get ready for 550Bs. So 550Bs are going to be up in 8 seconds. So a little bit of farm here. And then I either want to see him step into bottom lane. Okay, so full team rotating away from bottom lane. No one's going to get the 550Bs. And there's really nothing to do here. Okay, so same thing. Full open bottom tower. I think just walking back to bottom would have been more appropriate. Even now, even though you do want to keep your jungle on timers, 100%, this bottom tower and bottom farm has been completely open. So what do we give up here? So we give up 21 points, which is a break, and we give up 3 of the small Bs. So, and that's all just because of, not being prepared for the 550Bs, and they just walk away anyways because they have X speed. So not being prepared for 550Bs when they come up at the same time every game is definitely a bit of a deficit. And then not being able to stop that break, which I think a 20-point goal that's pretty worth holding on to. I mean, we're lucky they didn't do like a 20-something overcap on it, right? With like 40 points or something, but they overcap with 1, which doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter, but if you can stop it, you should stop it, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. All right, a little bit of a mid-game scrap here, which I think is totally fine. I don't want to see a Unite move here because we do have objectives that are going to be coming up soon. Oh, and he's just going to get poked to death. Okay, so missed the Spirit Shackle. I'd be looking to dive away and insta reset my health. So I'd be basing right here. All of this is just wasted time, if you ask me. Okay, a handful of extra seconds, whatever. But a little bit of wasted time. The question is, where do you go here? He's going to grab Jungle EXP, which I kind of respect this. I mean, this is good, right? Like constantly keeping this on cooldown while simultaneously getting the red buff for Garchomp. I think going for Dread here is fine. I think going for Rotom here is a little weird just because of the fact no context, no camera context. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so he gets picked up. He's probably going to have to Unite move. He needs to get on the backline on that Fennekin if he can. Big, nice follow-up combo, big. So the fight is going well. Minus the fact that they just don't have teammates, but this is great. This is exactly what Garchomp is here to do. Get in, go big, throw out the combo. I feel like a little bit late there, but that's fine, right? Small mechanical misplay, and like barely. Him and the Talon, they lock it down. And now, with all that healing, the lifesteal, and the kills on the wilds, again, not enough camera context here, I think. I think this would actually make Verlisify like a much better player. Holy shit, so much damage. But he's doing well. Like, he's actually filling his role here. I think that the thought process behind eject like not being good for Garchomp is like severely holding this player back. Like if he was using eject, he'd be putting himself in crazy positions because he clearly knows how to play the character. And I think that, like I said, I know later in the video because I skimmed through it, he changes to test out like using non-muscle band. I think that that's not the play. I really think that he's on the right track with this build. The only reason I like Buddy Barrier is because when you go in with your ult, you're in. But I think that Focus Band is a fine option. It's more of like a preference at that point. Also, I like to jungle Garchomp, so I don't really need Focus Band as much as I need Buddy Barrier. But since he's laning the Gibble, I think Focus Band could be really good. So I think that he's on the right track with his build minus the X attack. And he plays the character relatively fine. Just a couple of mechanical misplays, and then, like I said, it's more so strategy stuff, like getting context with the camera, you know, like making sure you're in the right place at the right time for like the 850 Bs. So like a little bit of like game sense / strategy stuff. Okay, this is getting really scrappy a little bit early on, but there's so many initiates that he could probably have if he had an eject button. That would be so good for him. Okay, using the Unite move, he gets clipped on the wall a little bit there, so not the best Unite move he could have used. I would either dive straight into this bird here, or I would just run away. You have to kill the bird at this point. Okay, so you get one kill. You're going to go out swinging, but hopefully you're wasting enough time to give your teammates time to come back. This is actually like pretty solid, because if you do this, you kind of guarantee the refight win, right? Oh, Talon's got to... Oh my gosh, Talon has to get this kill. Like, he has to. No way. Okay, well, he gets a kill. That's good. So, okay, so yeah, so Verlisify either had to play his life and guarantee value off of extending the time that his teammates had him up on the field, or he needed to get kills. He did a little bit of both, so I don't think that was a terrible play. This game is a bit messy, and again, right here, I think what's driving me crazy about the way that he plays the game so far is just camera. I know nothing. I don't know anything about what he's walking into. Is it low? Is it getting shredded? You know, can he dive in and fight? He doesn't even know. Even now, he's just farming, but there's no context to what's going on in the fight. It's driving me crazy. Shredding here is really, 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 really risky. I don't understand that decision at all. Okay, so let's take it all the way back. He dies, but like while he's dead, hold on. I want to take this all the way back because I truly believe that this would help him as a player. He's using his camera, getting context all the way here, using his camera, getting context, and then it's almost like he gets distracted or like picks up his phone or something, and like right here he just stops getting context. It's still kind of on screen, right? Okay, but he's not getting context. He's not looking at health bars. He's just like reading his phone or on Twitter or something. And like right here, now we know that they have 3 up and they're all in the mid. I can see his teammates' health bars at the top, but he doesn't know if Zap is low. He doesn't know if the Dragonite's winning the fight or doing well, and he's just farming. Like this is so bizarre. And again, we know that 3 of them are alive right here in this area. We know that one of them is dead, and then one of them just respawned. So there's 4 alive, and Zapdos is down, what, 30%? Would it not be better just to fight them? To try to fight them? You have a full health Talon here. Your Dragonite has been in the fight, so he's trying to back up. I think that this rip is not the play. I think you just dive over the wall and fight them. We'll see what the follow-up is. He has stacks, or like attack stacks, boosted autos. So they get a pick. He can kill the... Okay, so he can't kill that. And they probably lose out here because there's no time for a repush. So even if they get scored on like once or twice, it's probably game over. So all in all, this is my thought process. If I was giving a true, honest, and that's what I'm going for, like VOD review of Verlisify, he needs to use his camera way more. He needs to constantly be looking for context on the fights and like his teammates and like what's happening. That's all camera usage. Mechanically speaking, I think that he plays the character mostly well, but he needs to have a slight bit better game sense to know like timers and just like knowing where to be. His knowledge of like keeping buffs off the field, like that was fine. I think he maybe does like a Garchompy thing and like farms a little bit too much, but that's a Garchompy thing. So I'm not even kidding. Like this character just is a farmer. You just want to farm. And then trying eject button, man. You got to try eject button on this character. The plays that you can make, the setups you can do just because you have the eject button is huge. So, friends, there you have it. That's my VOD review of Verlisify. You know, the self-proclaimed best Garchomp player in the world. Kind of a fun video, kind of a shot taken for fun. But yeah, there you have it, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, be sure to be kind of one another. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.